This is Marianne Chihamba, and I'm going to be making a Uyghur dish from China. Now, the Uyghurs are Muslim for the most part, and you'll notice that some of their spices or the ingredients that they use very much reflect a lot of Middle Eastern flavors. So let's go ahead and take a look at our ingredients. So we're starting with lamb and cumin, very common ingredients in Middle Eastern cooking. Then I have about a teaspoon of white pepper, about a tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 chopped bell pepper, 2 cubed potatoes, and 1 cubed tomato, and about 4 sliced spring onions. I also have some pappardelle pasta. Now, this is not traditional Uyghur. The Uyghurs make this hand-pulled, delicious pasta that they make right before cooking it. So they make the pasta and they drop it straight into the hot water. Now, it's going to be hard for most of us to find hand-pulled Uyghur noodles. I think pappardelle is a really great substitute for those. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to take my lamb. This is ground lamb. And I'm going to put in half of the cumin, the white pepper, and the cornstarch, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. All right, we're just going to let that sit for a few minutes. So I'm going to use a non-stick pan, but you can use a wok if you'd like to, but right now I'm just going to go ahead and use a non-stick pan and drizzle about, a tablespoon of olive oil. I'll take my lamb. And we're just going to cook this a bit. We don't want to cook it all the way. We don't want it to be completely cooked. We want it to be a little bit pink in the middle because we're going to cook it again. I think that's good. So you see that it's browning, but it's got a little bit of pink in there. So I'm going to take this off the heat and set it aside. So now that our oil in our pan is hot, I'm going to add our onions. A little bit until the white part is translucent. All right, that's good. So now we're going to add our cut up potatoes. Add a little bit of water. Alright, so I've added a little bit of water, little by little, just to make sure that that it doesn't burn. So now I'm going to add some salt, about half a teaspoon. Okay. And then we're going to put in the rest of that cumin. And it just smells so good. Now let's add those tomatoes. And the bell peppers. Yeah. Okay. So now that's cooking. What we're going to go ahead and cover that again. Turn down the heat a little bit. And while that's cooking, we're just going to go ahead and boil the noodles. So I've got my noodle water going in here, and I'm going to turn it back up to high. Salt the water. As that comes up to a boil, we're going to add the pappardelle. All right, I'm going to drop our noodles in there. Come back to our mixture here, and now it's time to put the lamb back in. Oh, if you could smell this, just the beautiful cumin aroma is just fantastic. And you see how easy this was to put together. It's just so simple. All right, so I have drained the pappardelle. I'm just going to put it into a bowl. And then we're going to top it with our lamb sauce. That is delicious. It's the lamb with the cumin and the noodles. It's just, it just kind of takes you somewhere. It's like, I feel like I'm going on the Silk Road somewhere. And this is what they serve. But this is absolutely fantastic. And as you can see, it is a very easy weeknight meal. You can throw this together in half an hour for your family. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next time on another episode of Gastro Soul.